Adventures of Don Quixote, Chapter 11, The Puppet Show. One day, Don Quixote and Sancho stopped at an inn. Later on, a man with a green eye patch came to the same place. He wanted a room, and the innkeeper, on recognizing him, said, "Of course, I'll give you a room if I had to take it away from the most powerful duke in Spain." The man went back outside for his belongings. Don Quixote wanted to know who that stranger, so well received, was. "He's a very famous puppeteer, that Master Peter," said the innkeeper. "He goes from town to town with a puppet show and a most unusual monkey who can answer questions. The animal knows about the present and the past. You ask him a question, he jumps on his master's shoulder and whispers the answer. Master Peter then tells you what the animal said." The man came back at that moment. The monkey got on his shoulder and started whispering without being asked any questions. Master Peter got on his knees in front of Don Quixote. Hugging the knight's knees, he said, "I embrace the knees of the most famous of all knights, Don Quixote de la Mancha, fighter of evil and savior of the unfortunate." How surprised Don Quixote was! The man went on, "You, Sancho Panza, are the best squire of the best knight in the world." Sancho's eyes were as big as saucers. "Now, in honor of you both and the other people at this inn," said Master Peter, "we're going to have a puppet show." The stage was set. Master Peter went behind the scenes to handle the puppets. A young boy stood by the side to explain the action and show with a pointer the different figures that were coming on stage. There was a blast of drums and trumpets. "This is the true story of Doña Melisendra, wife of Don Gaiferos, on the occasion of her rescue from the prison in which the Moors had her in Spain," the boy said. "Emperor Charlemagne, Melisendra's father, is coming to scold his son-in-law, Don Gaiferos, for wasting his time playing chess. Now Don Gaiferos runs to her rescue. He comes to the tower where she's held prisoner. Now Don Gaiferos arrives. Doña Melisendra climbs down upon the balcony and jumps on her husband's horse." The boy kept pointing at the puppets moving around the stage. He went on, "Oh, what bad luck! Her skirt gets caught in the iron bars of the balcony. She's hanging, not able to reach the ground. Don Gaiferos grabs her and puts her on his horse. He asks her to hold tight so she doesn't fall. Look at that horse fleeing! But King Marsilio has been warned and starts pursuing the couple. I'm afraid he's going to catch up with them and bring them back tied to his horse's tail, and that's terrible." Don Quixote stood up and shouted, "I won't let that happen in my presence to the brave knight Don Gaiferos. Stop, you villains! Don't pursue him if you don't want to face me in combat." Then, with his sword, he destroyed all the puppets in the show. Heads, legs, and arms flew in all directions. "They're not real Moors, they're just puppets," Master Peter cried. "You're ruining my show! You're ruining me!" The confusion was monumental. The monkey ran away. Sancho was scared. He'd never seen his master so angry before. When he finished his task, Don Quixote calmed down and said, "I'd like to see before me all those who claim that knights do no good. I have just saved Don Gaiferos and Doña Melisendra from the wicked Moors. Long live knighthood!" Master Peter was crying real tears. Sancho, saddened by those tears, told him that his master would pay for all the damage. Don Quixote agreed to pay, but he also said that he was more convinced than ever that wizards were playing tricks on him. It was not the first time that he believed what the eyes of his imagination saw, instead of what was real. Sancho and Master Peter made an estimate of the damage, and Don Quixote paid every last bit of it. All was well, and the damage was forgotten. They had dinner together. But who was that Master Peter? Remember the cocky Gines de Pasamonte, one of the convicts freed by Don Quixote? This was the same man, now disguised with the eye patch. He was making a living with his traveling puppet show and the monkey fortune teller. It was rumored that, before he entered a town, he would ask a few people in the vicinity what was news in the area. That way, the monkey would know what to tell, and that's why he could tell only about the past and the present, not the future. But in the case of Don Quixote and Sancho, no one had to tell anything to anyone. Gines de Pasamonte remembered them very well.